with the Titans game, man, being moved from Sunday at 1 o'clock to either Monday or Tuesday, just talk about how you've been handling this situation, man. I know it's very fluid right now.
Well, you know how we handling it. We handling it like we're going to be prepared to play Sunday, but then they just
Right.
changed that. So we handled it now like we're prepared to play Monday. But whenever they choose to play the game, we're going to be prepared to do it, and we're not going to stay off from it.
There we go.
What was your initial reaction to the news that they had, 3 players test positive? I think, the news dropped yesterday.
Yeah.
So what was your initial reaction?
Well, the initial reaction is, of course, what everybody else is thinking. You know, everybody got family members back at home, and you know, when they done playing this game, when we done practicing, when we done playing football games, we all go back home to our families. And I have a wife. I have 2 kids. You know, Cam have wives and 2 kids. Tyson have a wife and a couple kids. It's just like, you know, a lot of these guys, they're veterans now. Our families at home, so I guess the risk is, you know, going to a game like this and having your coming back and having your family contract this virus. I think could have, you know, a little mental psyche, you know, wall for players to like get over. But, you know, like I said, I told my wife to leave for a couple of days, and, you know, after I take my test and do the things that I need to do, if everything is clear, she could come back. But I think we all know the sacrifices we chose to do to be able to play this game we love. And I think our families understand that too as well.
Man, I'm actually glad that you talked a bit about the family side of it, because I do think that's what's getting lost throughout this whole COVID situation, especially when it comes to sports. People forget that you guys have wives, you have family members that you're going back home to and potentially are jeopardizing and things like that, man. So that's good to hear that you're taking precautions and things like that, you know?
Yeah, and you just have to. It's just because, like you said, we all play this game to be able to create a second opportunity for ourselves afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you don't want to play this game while you're jeopardizing the possible chance of losing the life of a loved one. And I think some of those people already opted out if they had any, you know, I guess underlying issues that probably would have been affected by the COVID. We were blessed enough to not be involved in that situation. But in the situation that we are probably going to be in now, with a possible chance of playing an outbreak team that could not, like somebody could be hiding, like there could be a person hiding with the underlying issue going on into the game. And, you know, we may end up all getting it, but we won't know till that time to come back home and bring that to our families. You know, that is, like you just said, people don't know that. And that's the risk we take. So that's why I said I speak to my family. We're very upfront, very honest with things that we, especially like games like this going in, saying like, hey, you need to be gone for like 10 days. You need to be gone for like a week or 2 weeks. You need to have this opportunity to be with your parents or my parents and the kids too, to get away. And even though we're like away from our families for a couple weeks, it's just precautionary. It's just, hey, I may have something, and if I do, I don't want you guys here. I'd rather wait it out, get this out of my system, and then you guys can come back. I wouldn't want to pass this to you. And then you passing this to you, and, you know, you see your family and you pass it into your family. There's a lot of risk at that.
Very true, man. And like I said, man, we definitely tip our cap to you guys for that, man, and keeping you in our prayers as well, man. But
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, no doubt. But come on, you know my brother. You already know this, man. Now, Derrick Henry, man, we've seen the type of running back he is. We know what type of success he's been able to have this season thus far. Just talk about the challenges of stopping him this week, man. What's that like for you guys?
Man, that man is a elk. That man is a full-out moose. That man, it's unbelievable for a man that size to move the way he moved.
It's
and
crazy.
That's why you see why I can see why the secondary have problems tackling a man that big. He's basically as deep as an end running.
Seriously,
it's unbelievable. Man. Yeah, but I think of a guy like him, we just got to play stout. And he's almost like old school football, stay in our gaps and stop him before he really gets moving, because once he gets moving, it's hard. He's a hard man to bring down, and he got a very powerful stiff arm that he be just completely throwing people off with. So we just need to make sure we stop him from getting going and getting into second gear, and we should be fine.
I like that.
Now, do you have any other concerns coming up to this Tennessee game, whether it is like traveling down there, having the extra day, maybe how that affects the schedule for the weeks going forward? Or I don't know if there's just like a general sentiment, maybe some conversations that you guys have had amongst the locker room just going forward into this game. It could even be on the field outside of the Derrick Henry talk, but just anything, I guess, that's sticking out to you in your mind that's maybe a general sentiment within the locker room.
Well, no, I think I think if you're inside the locker room and hearing it from the coach's standpoints, I think if you're in football, especially in professional league or any professional sport you play, you just don't like uncertainty. And I think that's basically the biggest issue right now is uncertainty. Because every day is a plan. Everybody got a ritual that they do. Everybody got something they do before they go play the next game.
Creatures of habit.
Right now, yeah. And so right now you have uncertainty. And I think that's the biggest thing that's probably the biggest issue for players, coaches, and the NFL in general itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now I have a quick question. It's maybe kind of a funny question, but I got a ritual going on right now. Little superstitious. I got a beard that I'm growing. We're 3-0 right now. I'm predicting the same record every week. Do you have a ritual that's, I don't know, maybe getting messed up a little bit or some type of superstitious thing that you have going on?
I just had this conversation with TJ and Cam actually today about superstitions and rituals and things like that. And Cam was like, he's going to cut his hair off if you don't get a sack. Just things like that, And, TJ was talking about how he don't have it. And then as he was explaining it, he was explaining all the superstition things that people would have. So I just think I don't really have a superstition. I just believe in just, I don't call it superstition because it's the regular thing that we do. That's just, like I said, get your workouts in, get your IVs in, just do all the things that you do already when you start training camp. And, you'll be fine. I feel like if I miss one of those, then I'll probably be a little weirded out.